Hey you guys, it's Josie and welcome back to Two Sisters Homestead. So today I thought I would bring y'all along with me on making dinner. I just got done doing a video on a bunch of different desserts. So I was like, I'm already in the kitchen, I already got my camera up, so I might as well show y'all what I'm doing for dinner. So not all of my meals are from scratch. Not all of my meals are like just extravagant or anything like that. Sometimes I do take the shortcut ways. We're not in a point of our homesteading journey where we're trying to cut out all of the prepackaged things and stuff like that. We're just not at that point yet. Maybe down the line we will, but as of right now, we're not. We're still enjoying the convenience things because we do have a lot of children. I do work full time and things like that. So it just makes it a little bit easier on us and less stress. And stress will kill you, so make sure you try to be less stressed out. So I'm making fried pork chops. I like the fried pork chops. I've really been wanting fried pork chops. And then I'm gonna make some fried chicken breast for Michael because he don't really care for the bone-in meats. And then I'm making some garlic parmesan green beans. In the oven, I'm making some sweet potato, sweet potato casserole, I guess you'd call it. And then some cornbread. So that is what we're making, so come along with me. So first, I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes. I'm making mashed potatoes as well because I don't like sweet potato casserole or yams or whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes peeled up and washed and put on the oven so I don't have to worry about those. And they can just do their own thing as we go. So I've been wanting to have a nice meal, like a good meal, fried meal. So I thought, let's go to the store. Let me go get something for it so that we can, have something good. Not that we don't usually anyways, but we usually don't have something with a whole bunch of things. Usually we'll have like meat, but like a vegetable and a starch, let's say, is what we usually do. So I just thought I would do a little bit extra, kind of like your Sunday dinner, but it's Saturday. So I'm just gonna get all of these cut up and I will bring you back whenever I get done. So now I have two of these big pans of yams and I'm going to drain the juice into this saucepan that I have right here after I get them open. And I'm gonna drain just a little bit from this one. And that's about it. And then I'm gonna set this to the side. And then with my ones that I have drained, I'm going to dump them out into this. And then I'm gonna put this, drain it more into a bowl so I can save it just in case I need an extra bit of liquid, and then I'm gonna put them back into here. Okay, and now I'm going to mash these. If I can find, right here. Okay, so I'm going to mash these, but before then, I'm going to go ahead and start with my liquid. So for my liquid, I'm going to add about a stick of butter into my liquid, and then I'm also going to add in some brown sugar. I'm gonna say about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then I'm going to heat it up to a boil on the stove. And while that is going on the stove, I'm going to mix these up. So I have my potatoes on, going to start cooking them. And then I like to add some chicken bouillon seasoning in it as well, just to help give it a little bit of a nice flavor. I like it, I do it all the time, and it turns out really, really good and really, really flavorful. Okay, so while my potatoes are going, and then my brown sugar mixture for the sweet potato casserole is going, I'm going to go ahead and cut the ends off of my green beans. And I'm going to rinse them off. Okay, so I rinse those off, and so now I just like to cut the ends off because they sometimes still have the stem from when they were on the vine, and I just don't care for that, of course. Who would? So I'm just going to take those off. It's very simple. And I got this bag right here from Walmart, and it usually will last us more than one meal. Especially for me and my family, for sure, it most definitely will last one meal. I mean, more than one. I think a couple of Laci's kids likes them, and then my whole family does, so. So as you can see, this is very simple. So I'm just going to continue to do this while I'm waiting on my other stuff. One way to try to get all of your stuff done on time and done together as much as possible is to start prepping your next thing as you can, so that you are able to have them all done around the same time. It's not always possible, but we like to get it as close as possible as we can, just to make sure that everything is hot and fresh and good. I am making a little bit extra. I don't know if the extra will actually last or if we will eat it all, but sometimes I like making a little bit extra just to see, so that maybe we can have some leftovers for tomorrow, since tomorrow is Sunday and the guys are supposed to be finishing up the fence, weather permitting, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So it would be really good if we had some leftovers, but if not, then that's okay too. Okay, so I added in some vanilla to my mixture, and so now I'm just trying to mix it all in, and then I'm going to start pouring it over my sweet potatoes or yams. And I'm just going to do a little bit at a time and then mix it in and see how I want it. This is a personal preference on how liquidy you like it, or if you want it a little bit different. We don't like ours soupy, but we don't want it dry either. We'll just continue to mix. I'm making a mess. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm going to taste it really fast, just to make sure. Okay. That's really yummy. Okay. So now I'm just going to try to even it out. Like that. And then I'm going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna clean up my mess since I did make a little bit of a mess. And so now, since I have that done, I'm going to start cutting up my chicken on how I want it, and then I'm going to start getting it battered and fried up. So let me find somewhere to put my green beans and put it in the strainer. One thing about your cutting board is, like, you try to do all your vegetables and stuff like that. I hate this apron. You try to do your vegetables and stuff like that first on your cutting board, and then you do your meat, so you don't have to cross-contaminate, and also don't have to use as many different dishes or cutting boards. So I'm going to wash this off really quick and then start to cut it. Here is my chicken. I'm going to cut off the excess fat off of it. And then some of them I'm going to cut in half, just so it's not as thick and it won't take as long. Scooch y'all back a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to crack a couple of eggs into a bowl that I have over here on the side. I'm probably going to do about 4 of them. So that's 4 eggs, and then I'm going to add in some garlic powder. These are like my go-to seasonings. And then I'm gonna add some onion powder, and then a little bit of Creole. And then I'm going to mix that together. And set that aside. And then for my flour mixture. I'm just going to add some flour. Making a mess, you guys. Making a mess. And then I'm gonna season my flour with the same things. It's onion powder, garlic powder, and then a little bit of Creole. Okay, and then I will mix that together. And then I'm also going to season my chicken with the same stuff. Lightly. And I already got my oil on the pan, and I'm just going to let it heat up. And then I'm gonna flip the chicken over and coat the other sides. Don't worry if my hands touch the seasoning bottles, because I do clean them and disinfect them really good with some cleaner that I have. So then now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna dip it in the flour mixture and then put it in the egg mixture. Just like that. And then I'm gonna put it back into the flour mixture. Make sure you coat it really, really good. And you can do this process however many times you want, but I usually stop here at this process after the dipping it twice in the flour. It's just, it takes less time and it still gets the result that I want. So back into the egg mixture. And then back into the flour. And then we'll wait for our oil to heat up. So while we wait for the oil to heat up, I'm going to go ahead and start my cornbread. This is just Jiffy cornbread, nothing special. Like I said earlier, sometimes it's just packaged ingredients. So I'm just gonna open these up and put them in. And then I'm going to add 2 eggs. And then 2/3 cup of milk. So I'm adding my 2/3 cups of milk. And I'm also going to add a little bit of sugar, just to help sweeten it up just a little bit. See, that's good right there. And then I'm just going to mix it up. And then I'm going to let it sit for a little bit while I go ahead and grease my pan. And then I will set this aside and wait until it sits up just for a little bit, and then I will come back to it and put it in the pan and then put it in the oven for 400 degrees at 400 degrees for 20-25 minutes. So I believe my oil is hot enough. I am going to turn it down just a little bit. And then I'm gonna start adding in my chicken. So it wasn't as hot as I would like it, so I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit and wait just a little bit longer. And then I will continue to add. So I let my cornbread sit, so now I'm just going to add it into my greased pan. And then I'm going to pop this in the oven. I also got my chicken going, you can see, and it's looking really good and doing good. My chicken is doing good, so I'm just waiting until I have to turn it, and I'm going to continue to cook my chicken until it gets done. And I added the marshmallows to the sweet potatoes. So with my green beans that I have, I'm just going to put them into some boiling water just for a few seconds. And then I'm going to add them to my pan. Okay, so I'm going to add in some butter and then some milk to my potatoes since these are done. And then I'm going to mix it up really well. And then I also like to add some sour cream. Gives a little bit more of that creaminess. And then I'm going to add in some salt. And then just like that, our potatoes are done. So with my green beans, I just got those out, and now I'm going to drizzle on a little bit of avocado oil. And then I'm going to add in some garlic powder. And then we're also going to do some salt. And then we're going to mix those together. Just toss them a little bit. Add a little bit more of the garlic. Make sure they're spread out as much as possible. Okay, so I have my sweet potato casserole done. And now I'm just waiting to finish up my chicken, and then I'm going to do my pork chops, and I'm still waiting on the green beans and cornbread. And the food is done. It was really, really good. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and cooking with me this evening. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.